Hey everybody, welcome to another class today. Today we're going to be talking about manatees. I'm sure you've all seen manatees, hopefully, at least at a zoo. Has anybody seen them in the wild? Jade, you've seen one? Where?
Yeah, I've seen one in the canal by my house.
Yes, so that's where they come in kind of in the winter time. They come into the canals near our homes. I've seen them too. So the manatee, the one we have here, the nickname is sea cow. They're very gentle, they're herbivorous, and a baby manatee is called a calf, like a cow. We like to classify things. Humans are all about classification. We classify everything from baseball teams to nationalities, right? Well, scientists are human, so we like to classify too. And the manatee falls under mammal, and then the order of mammal is called Sirenia, which means like a mermaid. Did you know that manatees are actually most closely related to rock badgers and elephants? Isn't that kind of interesting? And these are the 4 living species of manatees. And that's ours up there here in Florida. And this is the extinct species. So if you're still alive, it's called extant. And then this is an extinct species. We're very lucky. There's very few manatees around the world. And we have quite a few here in Florida thanks to conservation efforts. So today we're going to make what's called a cladogram. We're kind of addressing a misconception in evolution. This is like a family tree. And this is how we determine how related species are to each other. So this study is called taxonomy, but it's also called phylogenetics. And in phylogenetics, we study evolutionary trees. We look at things like DNA. We look at things like fossils. We look at the history of the organisms, their actual structures, and we build a tree. This famous idea of what evolution is actually incorrect. Okay, so we're going to try to change this idea, erase it from your heads, and see evolution more like a tree. So let's take a quick quiz. When you see an evolutionary tree, are the least advanced organisms on the left kind of moving towards the most advanced? Or it doesn't really matter where they go because it's just a branching pattern. So true or false, are evolutionary trees arranged such that the least advanced are on the left and the most advanced are on the right? Leah, what do you think?
That's false.
That is false. That's good. Take a look at those shapes. They represent species. I want to know which species is most closely related to that star. Jade?
The square and the triangle are both closely related to the star.
Exactly. Okay. Hey, Nolan, do you see how I can flip that? Mm-hmm. And if I flip that, which one is closer to the star?
The triangle.
The triangle, exactly. So those are equally related to the star. Very good, guys. This is a very important question in science. Are these trees for sure, written in stone, everything we have right now in science, or are they simply models of hypothesis? In other words, can we change our minds as more information comes in? What do you think?
Yes.
Yes, we can change our minds. So that answer is true. Scientists are still figuring out where things go on the evolutionary tree. And it's okay to change your mind when you have more evidence. Here's a really important question, and something a lot of people misunderstand. Can the chimpanzee be the ancestor of the human? Is it possible that one at the end of the tree be an ancestor to something else on the tree? What do you think, Miles?
That's false.
That's false. They're more like cousins. It's like you and your first cousin and your grandparents. You didn't come from your cousin. You came from a common ancestor, your grandmother or your grandfather. And so when you look at a bird, you realize that's a dinosaur, right? Birds are flying dinosaurs. It's kind of cool. Are they more evolved than a dinosaur that has gone extinct? What do you think? Abby?
False.
That's false. That doesn't necessarily mean, just because the birds are still around, doesn't necessarily mean that they're more evolved than something that's gone extinct. That's kind of a tricky question. So now we're going to make our own cladograms, okay? You have manatees at your desks that I'd like you to color. And we're going to cut and glue and try to figure out where these guys go.
Where would you say these two would go?
I'd say they're probably like related right here.
Okay, let's glue these down.
Hey, good job.
Is evolution more like a ladder of progress or a branching tree?
A branching tree.
All right, awesome.